Instead of looking backwards at what's already happened this year, we did some research crunching to give you our predictions for Dallas real estate. What do you believe is in store for the rest of 2023? Bear with us through a longer than usual and somewhat techy explanation to find out where interest rates, home sales, inventory, and home prices are headed for the rest of the year.
One of the biggest questions on the minds of a lot of our clients is where are mortgage rates headed? Current mortgage rate predictions from the big three, Fannie Mae, the Mortgage Bankers Association, and the National Association of Realtors, are predicting that by the end of this year, rates will fall back down into the mid to low 6% range. By Q1 of 2024, rates will be at or near 6%, and by Q2, rates will fall back down into the 5% range. What makes them think so? The spread between mortgage rates and the 10-year Treasury yield.
The spread or difference between the current mortgage rate and the 10-year Treasury yield has historically, normally, and consistently been 1.72 for almost 50 years. Those two numbers move in sync. Right now, the 10-year Treasury yield is 4.12. So with a normal spread, mortgage rates would be 5.84%, but they're not. Right now, the spread is over 3% due to uncertainty in the lending markets and inflation. And so, mortgage rates remain high. Bottom line, as inflation moderates, the Fed funds rate will moderate. The spread will come down and mortgage rates will drop.
What happens when mortgage rates come down? Over 70% of consumers with a mortgage have a rate at 4% or less. 76% of the people who need to sell their home say they're reluctant to sell because they want to keep their low rate. But a new survey by Zillow has identified the mortgage rate tipping point that makes it more likely someone who needs to sell will actually do so and then be ready to buy a different home. That tipping point is 5%.
When mortgage rates fall back down into the 5% range, we expect there to be a noticeable increase in our housing market activity from homeowners who will be willing to part with their low mortgage, sell their homes, and become buyers. An even bigger question remains, will there be enough homes for sale for the buyers coming back into the market when interest rates fall back down?
So far in 2023, buyer activity is holding steady as we enter the second half of the year. And in typical fashion, fewer sellers are putting their homes on the market as we move into the fall months of the year. If the trend continues, we'll be at the beginning of the year with ultra low numbers of homes for sale, much like we have right now. The key takeaway from almost all of the predictions on inventory for the rest of the year is that there is no real signal anywhere of a surge in the number of homes for sale.
What do low inventory, a steady pace of sales, and passing the 5% interest rate tipping point mean for home prices? Ultimately, the equation remains unchanged. Supply and demand determine prices. If we see a substantial increase in demand from buyers, but sellers are slow to put their home on the market, we could see some overheating in home prices again when demand exceeds supply. Rewind to the market of 2021.
For the remainder of this year, despite affordability challenges for many buyers as home prices continue to rise, even ever so slightly, there are sufficient buyers at these higher prices and higher mortgage rates, and we do not expect home prices to drop. The data implies that sales prices through the end of the year will hold up just fine.
Follow the Indigo Sky Group on Instagram and Facebook, or send us a message to subscribe to our weekly newsletter so you can keep up with the numbers real time. Make sure you have the right team to help you with your real estate plans and goals. Contact the Indigo Sky Group today.